Sometimes it's not the loud, obvious things that reveal what's really happening. It's the quiet, almost invisible moments that most men walk right past without a second thought. You might look around and think everything's completely normal. But if you train yourself to pay close attention, there's actually a whole conversation happening, one that never uses a single word. Today, we're breaking down 8 subtle signs a woman is checking you out. And trust me, some of these are dangerously easy to overlook if you're not really watching. But you'll want to stay locked in for sign number 7, because that one exposes exactly what she's paying attention to when she thinks you're not even looking. And most guys never catch it. Sign 1, there's a pause when you notice each other. It's that split second where everything just slows down for no clear reason. You glance up, she glances up, and for one brief moment it's like the rest of the world simply fades out. No words, no movement. Just that still, quiet pause where both of you are completely aware of each other's presence. It's not loud or dramatic. It's actually the opposite, calm, almost like time itself hesitates for a beat. You might notice she holds eye contact just a little longer than normal. Or maybe she slightly freezes before looking away, like she got caught somewhere she wasn't supposed to be. And here's the thing, you feel it too. That small, undeniable shift in energy that's almost impossible to explain, but completely easy to recognize the moment it happens. It's not something people fake or plan. It just occurs naturally when there's curiosity in the air, when there's real interest sitting just beneath the surface. Most people walk right past it because it's so quiet. But once you start noticing it, you realize just how real it actually is. 2, brief but intentional eye contact, multiple times. Gentlemen, this one carries weight. If she looks away and then sneaks another look back, she is definitely curious. And it's not just a look, it's a pattern you start clocking without even trying. Eye contact can happen once and mean absolutely nothing. People glance at each other all the time, but this is different. With her, it happens again and again and again. Brief, subtle, but intentional. You catch her looking, she looks away, and then a little while later, there it is again. And something inside you goes, wait. This isn't random anymore. It's like she's checking in without making it obvious, wanting to see if you're noticing too. And it never feels forced. It's quick, natural, almost like she's trying her best not to be too obvious about it. But you feel it because it keeps repeating. One glance is nothing. But when it turns into a quiet, consistent cycle, that's when you know something real is there. 3, she becomes slightly more polished around you specifically. It's that subtle shift you pick up when she's in your space. She's not becoming a different person, just a more refined version of herself in these small, almost invisible ways. She might start speaking a little more clearly, choosing her words more deliberately, carrying herself in a way that feels more composed than usual. Nothing dramatic. But there's this quiet effort in how she presents herself once you're in the mix. You know how someone can be completely loose with everyone else, laughing freely, acting totally natural. But then when you're nearby, there's just this slight adjustment. Maybe she straightens her posture without thinking, smooths her outfit, or becomes a little more aware of how she's coming across. It's not about impressing anyone in an obvious way. It's more like she's simply more conscious of herself when you're around. And that's exactly what makes it stand out. Not a big transformation, just these small, consistent upgrades in how she carries herself whenever your attention could possibly be on her. 4, she smiles for absolutely no obvious reason. Picture this. You're not doing anything special, just moving through your moment. And out of nowhere, you catch her smiling. Not a big laugh, not something loud or attention-grabbing. Just a soft, quiet smile that appears the second she sees you. And the interesting part? There's no clear reason for it. Nothing was said. Nothing funny happened. It's simply your presence that seems to trigger it. It's one of those small reactions that feels completely natural, but still stands out the moment you pay attention. You might even catch her trying to pull it back a little, like she didn't mean for it to be that visible. But that's exactly what makes it say something real. It's not performed. It's not forced. It just happens in the moment. And when someone reacts to you like that without any explanation, it usually says far more than words ever could. 5. She watches you when you're talking to others. Gentlemen, it's the kind of attention that never asks for yours, but stays completely locked on you. You're deep in a conversation with someone else, mid-story, not even thinking about her. And yet, she's tuned in, not in an obvious, staring you down kind of way, but you'll catch it in moments. Maybe you glance over and she's already looking. Or she quickly cuts away like she wasn't just watching the whole thing. The interesting part is she's not even part of the conversation, but she's still following it. Noticing how you speak, how you react, how you carry the room. You could be laughing with a friend, running through a story, and out of the corner of your eye, you see her tracking that entire interaction. Almost like she's quietly studying your energy without stepping in. It's subtle, but it reveals interest, because people don't focus that hard on someone unless something about them is pulling at their curiosity. 6. She fixes her appearance when you're around. She's completely normal 1 second, just doing her thing, talking, minding her own business. Then she notices you, and suddenly there's this small, quiet shift. Nothing dramatic. Nothing that announces itself, but if you're paying attention, you catch it. She lightly touches her hair, maybe smooths it or tucks it back. Adjusts her outfit, just making sure everything sits right. Straightens her posture without even consciously thinking about it. It's not about trying too hard. It's more like she becomes suddenly aware of how she's presenting herself in that specific moment. And the timing is what gives it away every single time. It happens right when she sees you, or right when she realizes you're nearby. You might even notice it happen more than once. A quick check here, a small adjustment there. This is one of those automatic, natural reactions that shows up when someone they're drawn to enters the space. Subtle, almost unconscious. And easy to miss. But once you see it, it speaks louder than anything she could say out loud. 7. She casually keeps brushing past you. You've probably seen this before and written it off as coincidence. It's usually not as random as it looks. She doesn't approach you directly. She doesn't make it obvious. Instead, she simply places herself where you can notice her. Maybe she shifts positions so she's in your line of sight, or finds a reason to be in the same space as you more than once. You see her pass by, and then somehow, a few minutes later, she passes by again like it just happened naturally. And it never feels forced. It looks casual, like she's just moving around the room. But there's a quiet intention behind it. She's creating opportunities for you to notice her without ever having to say a word. It's almost like she's saying, "I'm here," without actually saying it. Most people miss this entirely because it doesn't demand attention. But when you start tracking the pattern, you realize this isn't random movement at all. It's deliberate positioning. 8. Her energy shifts when you come near. Something changes the moment you step into her space, and you can feel it before anyone says anything. You know how someone can be completely relaxed with everyone else, loose, laughing, fully in their element, and then you walk in and it's like, wait, something just changed. She might get a little quieter, suddenly more aware of every word before it leaves her mouth. Or the complete opposite, she becomes more animated, more playful, like she wants to keep the energy moving. And you can tell it's not manufactured. It just kind of happens. She was perfectly fine a moment ago. But now she's adjusting how she stands, pausing before she speaks, or even laughing a little differently than she was before you arrived. Those small shifts are what give it away, because people don't randomly change their entire energy for no reason. It usually means your presence is doing something to her, even if she hasn't fully registered it herself. Now, obviously, not every single sign means she's into you. But when you start seeing a pattern, that's when things get real. Pay close attention to the small things. They almost always say the most. If you've caught any of these playing out in real life, drop it in the comments. I want to hear your story.